Welcome to Bar Cart Bookshelf, a video series about books and the drinks they inspire. My name is Elias, and today we're talking about For the Wolf by Hannah Whitten. For the Wolf had been on my list for several months since it was released this summer, but when I saw it described as a wonderful fall read, who was I to resist the call of temporality? And I am so glad that I did. It's a fairy tale-esque sort of novel there at the edge of the wood, at the roof of the world, far in the north. And as you can see from the cover, we are immediately evoking Little Red Riding Hood with the red cloak and with the wolf, though the wolf in the Wilderwood of Whitten's novel is not going to eat your grandmother. And so I had just a really wonderful time with the book, thinking about sinister priestesses and trees that close in around you and magic that never lets you forget the price. And so I wanted to make a drink that plays with some of those ideas, this sort of lavender light that you see in the wood, the red of Rhaenyra's cloak, and of course some of the flavors that are mentioned in the novel. So, because we have a little more involved process for today's drink, why don't we jump right in and get started on making our cocktail Into the Wilderwood. Now, we're going to start with an ounce of Armagnac. Distillation hasn't quite come to the world of For the Wolf yet, and so this Armagnac made in a pot still, the original distillation method, is going to have a little more of that rustic quality, that bit of terroir, just by the nature of how a pot still works. So when distillation comes to Valida, then Armagnac is sort of where we would expect them to start. And our drink Into the Wilderwood here is somewhere between a Brandy Alexander and a White Russian, with a spirit and our sweetener. I've got here half an ounce of dark creme de cacao. It's going to bring some sweetness, some red notes, the way those really good dark chocolates have a sort of reddish quality. When you hold this up to the light, it really is quite something pleasant. And then we'll get half an ounce of coffee liqueur in there. Homemade coffee liqueur, both creme de cacao and coffee liqueur, are available commercially as well, if there's a particular favorite among those that you like. And coffee is one of those drinks that appears frequently throughout the novel. It's summer, but it's still chilly, this sort of perpetual autumn there in this far northern kingdom, and so they drink a lot of hot coffee. And because it is so cold, now that we've got our ounce of Armagnac, half ounce of creme de cacao, and half ounce of coffee liqueur, we're going to want to get something that brings a little more weight to it, and that is cream. Now, frequently with dairy cocktails, I like to use a little whole milk, but here we want that extra fat, that extra froth, and we're going to get a full 2 ounces of the cream in with our alcoholic ingredients. Wonderful. And then we're going to get our ice in there. 1, 2. Woo! Haha! Ice cube on the move. There we go. And we'll seal our shaker. Good. Yeah. Give that a nice solid shake. You just want to cool it down. Really get things going. Alrighty. Ooh, it is frosty. And there is this darker shadow magic in the novel as well that has this sort of frosty, freezy quality to it that we're evoking. and some with the darkness of the coffee as well. And now you'll see we're not straining our cocktail into a glass quite yet. We're just straining that ice off to do what's called a reverse dry shake. And then we'll discard the ice into my little bowl here. Excellent. And now we'll cap that again. Now the tins have already cooled down, so it's going to be a little easier to seal. That's the benefit of the reverse dry shake as opposed to the traditional dry shake. And now we're going to get that shaken some more. We really want to froth it up, really want to get that cream foaming and heavy and just really nice and airy. So, good. Give that a nice shake. That's feeling good. Excellent. And now that'll come right there. Oh, I can see the froth already. And we'll get this here and now strain into our glass. So it's nice, it's rich and foamy, and it'll be cool, of course, because we've used ice, but it's also going to be warming from that Armagnac and from those dark flavors of the coffee and the creme de cacao. And then we've got one last note to sort of balance things out and add another bit of dynamic flavor. And that is an ounce of red wine. I've got a Shiraz here, because while distillation hasn't come to Valida, fermentation certainly has. And they drink a regional wine, Meduchian wine. And now we're going to try and get this float going here. Just up over the top. And swirling in to our glass, almost like the cloak that Rhaedaris wears as she wanders into the wood. And that's going to be a flavor that will sort of linger to the side for a bit and then slowly work its way into the remainder of the cocktail. So you've got this really wonderful color contrast between the red wine and the foamy, frothy dairy cocktail. Just right for living at the edge of this magical and mysterious wood there at the top of the world. So there you have it. Our drink is Into the Wilderwood. The book is For the Wolf by Hannah Whitten. It is available now. The sequel, For the Throne, will be available next year. As always, I've got a link to a written version of the recipe down below, as well as links for tools and ingredients and where to snag the book. Try the drink. Let me know what you think. Please remember to like and subscribe. And until next time, cheers.